Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I got a couple things I want to share with you guys that came in the mail while I was out and about doing my thing. So unpackaging knife is going to be the Wee Knives and Ray Laconico Evoke. This thing is everything I ever wanted it to be. It's awesome. And that's not factory edge, that's my edge. Because factory is always trash. Not just, speaking about we, but just most companies, factory edge doesn't typically impress much. One spring. Two spring. Okay, cool. So, they didn't charge me for anything. This is from Hogue, and this is actually going on my, my Hogue over here. This is the Magna Cut and carbon fiber. One of the springs broke on me, and I actually did request to get a set of two of them because chances are I think the reason why my springs broke was because in the area where I live in, we don't have like the in-between seasons. We have summer and winter. That's it. Our spring is about 15 hours long, and our autumn is about an afternoon. So that's it. We have summer and winter, and that's freaking it. So I think the drastic change in temperature is what weakened, the material that the springs are made out of. Let me know if you guys have had similar issues. If you live in a place with, drastic climates. But I did request a set of two, and I told them I was willing to pay for it. They only sent me one. That kind of sucks. I did communicate to them over email, but hey, at least I got a set of them. I wasn't trying to sound greedy or anything, or wasn't with the intent to resell them or anything like that. It's just that I love this knife, but I hate the fact that within the first couple months of having it and not even using it all that hard, one of the springs broke. Like, come on, that's kind of shitty. And then for them not to have them easily available, readily available to just sell, like I wouldn't mind paying for them. If I had to pay $5 for those freaking springs, then I would have paid for them. You know what? I probably would have bought a couple sets just cause. That's my mentality. I love the knife so much that I wouldn't mind having multiple sets of springs just in case. So I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree with that mentality. If you don't, it's not a big deal. But even still, I did communicate to them that I wanted a second pair of springs, and that I was willing to pay for it. And they clearly only sent the one set. Still, I'm thankful that, they were able to send me some, and they were still pretty friendly about it. So I will be installing that, taking care of that off camera. Other little thing here, I was sent this knife and also another knife by QYGMGS. This is their office Tanto flipper thing that they got going on. I forget the model name of it. It has a weird ass model name with letters and numbers. But this thing flips excellently. The action on the bearings is ultra smooth. And this is the first time I've ever sharpened a Tanto. Like, I will tell you guys that while Tantos look cool, they're, in my opinion, they're not the most functional blades. But I could see the appeal to it. After sharpening this, which was a nightmare for me, because this is my first time sharpening one, I definitely changed the angle of it. And as you can see, I was able to get the line where it meets up right there, the transitioning point. I got that side pretty good. I did end up making a pretty significant smile back here, as on the other side, because I had to remove so much material just to get the edge evenly. But this one, I missed it. If you guys could see, the point is up here, but the line is over there. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. This thing still slices incredibly well. Let me just get this paper that the springs came in. Like, this thing is just sweet. Like, that's just awesome. And not to say that it didn't cut well before, because the factory edge was usable. But you know, this is obviously a whole lot better. And even using the tip. So that's cool. I got another one, and it's the exact same knife. Now, I didn't get to intentionally because it was, you know, a knife that I am super crazy about, but they sent me 2 knives for free to check out, which is amazing of them, right? This is the first company that's ever put any trust in me to send me product like that. Of course, fully knowing that it would be reviewed to, you know, the standards that I've held my channel to. But I did have to place an order to have a verified purchase on Amazon to be able to make a verified purchase review on the knife. And so the actual one that I purchased came in. So it's not that big of a deal. It's the same exact thing. But as you can see, the edge is definitely drastically different. This guy over here, it's seen 1 day of carry and of course a drastic sharpening. The factory one still is good. Let me see if I can shred some of this paper over here. Yeah, I mean the factory is sweet. Very, very bitey. If anything, it sounds nicer than my edge. But I will say that when I did use the first one that I got and I was using it for cardboard and stuff, the edge retention just went way down. And it is D2, and I understand it's going to happen. Cardboard is a very abrasive material compared to paper, but after putting my specific edge on it with the angle that I put it on, I did some cardboard testing and some paper testing, and it actually still kept up with its edge. So I think that was a good idea for me to do. Let's check out that tip. Yeah, the tip is pretty good. I'll say it's pretty good. So there's that. This will probably be a giveaway knife. So will the other one. And if whoever gets it, if they want me to put a different edge on it, I'll definitely be more careful about creating such a drastic looking smile on it. I can do that. If you just want to have it as is, like brand new, pretty much from the factory, as you guys can see, pulled right out of the box, cut a couple pieces of paper, going back in the plastic, back in the little cardboard box, and this will be a giveaway item here that I will do in the near future. Okay, last thing here, I don't know what the hell this is. I have a feeling of what it is. It's a knife. No shit. Oh yeah. So this is the Vosteed knives raccoon. Let's get this guy open. Just a little sleeve. There's a sleeve. There we go. Yep. Okay. Cool. Nice little tin, I suppose. It's nice. I don't really see too many knives with this style of case. Cool. And a pouch and goodies. Oh shit. That's cool. A patch, a little Velcro patch. A little iron on. Little cards. QC card. And a nice little cloth. Cool. Goodies are always appreciated. Set that aside up here. What is that? Alright. So it's very similar to the pouches that like Civivi uses, but a little bit different. There are no pockets. It's not the fuzzy stuff lined. It's just more of the nylon lined ones. Nothing else in there besides the knife. I got the blue micarta variant, as you guys can clearly see here. This is clean. Very, very clean. Micarta seems very thick, very healthy, consistent with coloring. Everything is well rounded off. That button looks pretty attractive. I like that. Thumb studs look very similar to like a bug out. They got that, general shape. I am perfectly centered. All right. Let us reverse flick. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thumb flick. Nice and smooth. Button. One thing I did notice about the button right now is that I get it to the point where I think it's supposed to let go because it's actually now flush with the handle, but you actually have to go a little bit, just a little bit inset into the space there for the actual for the plunge lock. Not that big of a deal. It's something to get used to. It's not gonna take much time, as you can see right there. You just have to be conscious of that. Just press down a little bit further in versus a lot of the other button locks that I've interacted with. 3 from Civivi, 1 from Sencut, and then 1 from Kaiser. So I've interacted with a handful of pretty well-known button lock knives, and this is good. This feels pretty solid for sure. Comfy down here, comfy up here. I love that flat space. Little jimping up here. It's very, very faint. It's not really noticeable. I would say that could have carried up a little further up, but not that big of a deal. Pocket clip, nice inset into the scales and flat screws. That is always appreciated. And we got a little tab here. This is something that you don't see on a lot of knives, whether it's in this price point or a little bit above. You don't see it. Filler tabs, it's not a very popular thing anymore. I'm not too sure why. Maybe the tolerances, or maybe it's difficult to get it out. If you have some like little tweezers, you can easily just pick it out. It's not that big of a deal. But you're not going to be interacting with this tab until like you first get this knife and you decide that you're going to carry it lefty or righty. This is standard, set up to be for a right-handed individual. But you know what? I mean, button locks are still wonderful for left-handed people. So this knife can be very easily adaptable, and it's just a one-time switch. That's it. I don't understand why companies that make budget-looking knives that float around the like $100 to $150 price point, and they don't make tabs, or they don't make an option, especially when the locking mechanism was practically meant to be more for everybody, for left-handed and right-handed. So this thing's a win for sure. I'll be testing this, carrying this around for the next couple weeks, and I'll come back to you guys with a review on it. This edge looks pretty darn consistent. This is my first interaction with Vosteed and their fit and finish. Satin blade, not the biggest fan of it, of course, especially if it's very fine like this. It's just going to get scratches just by looking at it, unfortunately. But you know what? I think this is a knife that could definitely see some modding in the future and might have a pretty good following for sure. So with that, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and have a wonderful rest of your day.